Greetings and hallucinations, ladies and lads. I am Chancellor of the harmonious frequencies of the mighty Empire of Onion, and this is Fallout 76, Steel Dawn.
Who do I need to talk to around here? You know, about the guns?
You are a raider type. I knew
You
it
don't
already.
look like one of these brotherhood yahoos.
How sad.
You'd sure feel a lot safer with some of those high-tech guns these brotherhood have to scare off all the maniacs out there.
Sure.
Unless the doctor intends to provide that research to the Brotherhood exclusively, and under our supervision, he will get nothing. We are not mercenaries here to serve as guards for anyone with some
I don't
goods
believe
to
you,
trade in payment.
actually. They need protection.
Listen to me. The Brotherhood is not in the business of arming civilians.
Sean Hockman was robbed by people claiming to be Brotherhood.
Impossible.
Uh-huh.
Whatever happened, it was not us.
Well, you're wrong.
You need to lose those soft civilian instincts, but I will make note of your assistance in my report to Paladin Romani.
Might buy us goodwill with the locals.
Think so? Look, tree. I know everything in this whole place. Learning all their secrets. We miss his presence dearly. While no longer part of this expedition, his deeds will continue to live in these scrolls. Scrolls. Scribe Valdez.
Too bad this observatory.
Grow up.
This expedition, Scribe and the keeper of these scrolls, Scribe Valdez' parents, early recruits known as the Knights Valdez, enlisted her in the Brotherhood as an apprentice scribe at a young age. Under the tutelage of Scribe Haley Takano, she learned to perform her role satisfactorily. Wow, how very average. Taking a special interest in the operation of vertibirds and other flying machines. Scribe Valdez volunteered for this expedition in place of Scribe Takano, who was unable to join due to health and other concerns. Incredible. Scribe Valdez personal logs. Appalachia. After so many months, we're finally here. We came expecting the worst. The scorched plague, utter desolation. I remember sitting by Scribe Takano as we listened to each new communication from Paladin Taggarty's chapter. Every attempt to fight the scourge brought failure and loss. Paladin Taggarty, as strong as she was, sounded more desperate every time we heard her. I grew to understand why my parents insisted I stay a scribe. I couldn't help but be thankful that I was safe in my bunker and not out fighting that. Still, as the years passed, I couldn't help but yearn for the adventurous life of my peers. When the time finally came for our expedition east, I jumped at the chance. Scribe Takano wanted to go, but I insisted she stay for her health. Even if she did make it all the way here, I think the grief would be too much for her. I'll admit I was surprised when we arrived. It was more than desolation. There were people, settlers, and raiders, but those caught in between, Scorch were present, but there are rumors of a cure. Some vault dwellers, America's best and brightest, that's right, that's me, concocted an inoculation and spread it among the people here. I'm skeptical, of course. After all the horror I heard on that radio, how can I not be? But I can't deny that Appalachians have found a way to survive. We came here for knowledge. Maybe that starts with learning from them. That's right. You can always learn from me. Telling you. We've set up base in the old Atlas Observatory. Fort Atlas, we've named it. I like the name. It sounds strong. Strong. Like Atlas. Okay. This place was always on our list of targets. We know it's not just here for stargazing. The old regime was building something here, and we need to find out what. My first task is to do some research, start rooting through old terminal entries, and catalog any old holotapes we find lying around. I've started an archive on this terminal, so to that effect, hopefully some juicy leads turn up soon. I've got some juicy leads for you right here. Never mind. Just kidding. Who are you?
We're building something big here. Don't get left behind.
Oh. Trying to build it big because you're compensating for something? Probably.
What's the word from the wastelands?
Look, you hush right now. Scribe Valdez, don't talk to me. I'm a very important initiate, potentially. Potential initiate. Doesn't make any sense. I kind of want to try to get up there, but I also don't want to fall and die. Ah, I made it. I just jumped straight through that wire, and it worked. Incredible. I'm an amazing man. I tell you that right now. Okay. Valdez.
Hello, civilian.
Howdy.
I don't mean to be rude, but what exactly are you doing up here?
Well, I helped out that Shin guy. He said to talk to you about getting in on this Brotherhood action.
Did he now?
That's exactly what I would say in real
Knowing
life.
Knight Shin, I'm guessing that's not exactly how it went down. But
Well,
if you're a prospective initiate, then I guess we're both in luck.
wonderful.
Paladin
you have
Romani
jobs?
makes the call on new recruits, but the
Okay.
Knight and I have some influence. It
Well,
just so
good.
happens I'm in need of someone to help me out on a little mission. If
I
you're
knew it.
interested, I can bring you along and put you to work. Do a good job, and I'll send a recommendation your way. How about it?
Well, sounds like a plan. Better not go back on your word if I decide to help you out. What's this mission exactly?
Our new
I
base
need
is
details.
littered with old technology.
Okay.
There's something in particular I want to investigate.
Okay.
It's down in the bowels of this place,
Ooh,
a part of
delicious.
Atlas that we've cornered off.
Okay.
I'm not keen on going alone, so
Coward.
I'd like some backup.
I mean, sure, absolutely. I'll watch your back every second. If you better not go back on your word, though.
Well, aren't you the trusting one?
Absolutely
I'm Brotherhood.
not.
I'll keep my promise.
Yeah.
No need to worry about that.
Okay. Well, be sure to tell me the truth then. Not all of these filthy lies about being here to help people. Okay, deal.
Glad we can come to an agreement.
Good.
Any questions before we start?
Yeah, of course. Always. I have a few more.
All right. Fire away.
Is this kind of thing normal?
Ideally, yes, actually. In practice, not at all.
Uh-huh.
We're supposed to be the lore keepers, preserving old technology for the betterment of today.
Yeah, you write things down.
Instead, I spend all my time soldering wires on busted comms equipment or tightening screws on tracking scanners.
I see.
This investigation will be a breath of fresh air. It's what being a scribe should be about.
Okay. And you don't like repairing things all day? I thought everyone did.
Can I do it? Yes. But it's not my life's calling.
I understand that,
Believe it or not,
actually.
I didn't choose to be a scribe. I was born into it.
No, I know. I read
My
your file.
parents chose this life for me.
I know.
I've gotten used to it, but it isn't mine.
Okay.
Knight Shin would throw a fit if he heard just how unprofessional I was now.
He seems like the type to throw a fit
We should
about
get back
every
to
little
business.
thing.
Sorry. Business only.
Okay. Why not just bring one of the initiates?
Normally I would, but today you came along.
Oh.
We have a lot of capable initiates, but we could always use more. Handle
see.
yourself well, and I'll be happy to vouch for you.
Okay. You're not saying that it's just my natural talent or striking good looks that decided it for you? Okay. Can I get a look at these logs you were talking about?
Not as a civilian.
I see.
However, if Paladin Romani lets you join our ranks, then I might reconsider. Especially if you're a big help on this mission.
Are we talking about the logs that I already looked at?
Sure.
Let's go.
Ready to go?
Yep. Ready.
Great. Unfortunately, I need to finish up a few things.
You asked me if I was ready and you're
Head
not ready?
downstairs and I'll meet you in a bit.
Typical.
I don't suppose you know
Typical.
how to spot weld.
Maybe. In game. Maybe I've done it once before in real life, but I was
We're here
like
to protect
12.
the people.
I didn't
We'll
really
learn
learn
that
that
in
much
time.
about it. There it is. There's the objective. I knew there was a door around here somewhere. Let's go to the bowels. Okay. Wait for Scribe Valdez? No, she's right here. I don't have to wait for her. Oh. 7 electromagnetic cartridges. Cigar box. I thought it was a bobby pin box. Nothing else I really need. How am I doing on carry capacity? I've got 10 to go. Unless my strength runs out. How am I doing on my strength still? Okay. I'm all good. Alright.
Good. You're here.
Yeah.
So,
I think I'm thirsty,
how do
actually.
you feel
I
about reading
just realized.
comprehension?
Huh?
I was hoping to start out by sweeping the area for documentation left behind from before the war.
Do you know how much I just read? Reading the schematic is a good first step in the problem-solving process. Reading is easy. I'm an expert on terminals. Reading paperwork, yuck. We'll do an intelligence one. We'll impress her.
Are you trying to get on my good side?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's how you get on my good side.
Well, I just said I was going to
enough
impress
about
you.
that.
Okay,
I'd like to get started. Let's head
Well-
downstairs and see what we can turn up.
let's do. How about? Yeah, I am thirsty. Again, already. And I even ate some gum to offset that. I'm going to need to invest in a bit more water. Maybe inside my shelter I can build purified water stuff. Okay, are you not coming with? You're just going to stand up there and look around? Oh, I hear you. I hear you now. Coming with. Okay, what do we reckon now? What was that sound? Oh. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Oh no. Wow. Okay, that's not fair. Yep, I'm dead. There we go. Just die. Just die. Look, just die. There. Take it. You alright down there? Oh, I went in the wrong place. All my blood laying around. Do you not know there were bugs down here? Virulent blood bug. Really gonna need a rad X after this. Rad away. Oh no, this is a real fly.
Atlas's lead scientist. We recovered some of his hollows. His tech down here is his handiwork, and he couldn't give it up, even after the war. I should make it. I'm not used to this.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't expect this to be such a high difficulty mission. Rat stag, HP, energy, resist. This isn't for carrying things? I'll eat that then. For a bit of health. Aluminum canister. Sledgehammer. No thanks. Here's a decommission report. A single use of the Atlas device requires a huge intake of coolant to keep the machine operational. Pump this coolant through the device during operation puts a worrying amount of stress on its pipes, pumps, and valves. Repeated usage testing has revealed signs of cracks and breakage throughout. Furthermore, the hasty construction of the machine has led to structural flaws that could lead to high pressure buildup in the intake points, which could have destructive results if not addressed. These flaws could have been averted with careful design protocols, but the pressures of the war overrode these concerns. I would be remiss not to recommend an excess of caution when proceeding with future projects. Man, I tell you what, humanity is so stupid with all the limitations and restrictions they put on science. Anybody who ever doubts science only has probably dealt with perverse science because of those kinds of limitations and restrictions. Not only time constraints, but money especially. Not having the money to buy the pay the scientists to do the research so that they can buy their own food and garbage like that. Stupid. All the stuff should just be there. We have the resources to provide people with their basic survival necessities. If they're doing research for the betterment of all of humanity, they ought to be able to live without stress of finances. It's ridiculous. And then especially, like, government-funded research and stuff. Anything that's funded by government or by organizations, right? Corporations especially. Man, they always want to pay people to find out exactly what they want to find out. Just like that guy was paid to corrupt the findings of the research to make it seem like the Project Atlas failed at the end. Happens all the time in real life. Just because a company wants the findings specific to what advances their investors' interests most of the time. Pretty garbage, if you ask me, and it's a horrible way to do science, and that's why people distrust scientists now, and doctors. But I don't know anything. Following the dismissal of Dr. Isaac Hammond, LTC, Oberlin has tasked me with overseeing the shutdown of the Atlas project. This report outlines the state of the project as of its termination. While showing promise in its final trials, the project still has major stability issues because of the time constraints and money issues, and considerable additional effort would be required to create a consistently operational device. The working trials impacted the operation of several key components, including the miniaturized ion focus and primary induction coil. Also of concern was the enormous stress put on the coolant intake pumps and possible defects discovered in the release valves. Incredible, which is pretty much exactly what Hammond talked about already. Where was the last one? Over here. If I didn't have to go on my tirade, we could have already had these. Ion focus. Our experiment with a compact ion focus has left it vulnerable to strong feedback during device initiation. It survived the test by the design, but the design should be reconsidered, before any future use is attempted. Induction coil. The induction coil suffers the same feedback susceptibility as the ion focus. Repeated usage causes significant variance in the flux distributions throughout the coil. Redesign of this device also needs consideration if it is to be used in any future trials, as the potential risk of frying the coil could require substantial capital and replacement parts. See? Money restrictions. Core processing unit. While firmware updates have proven useful in troubleshooting important aspects of Atlas operational capability, the sheer processing power required to execute the necessary commands requires a special order CPU. The CPU came at great cost to the operation, and numerous computing breakdowns during trial runs led leadership to question its long-term stability as well. Full diagnostic report pending.
I think this is good.
Good.
Let's talk for a sec.
I mean, it's not good, but I understand what you mean.
That should be enough to start. Let me take a look.
Here.
Atlas decommission report.
That's right. It's all garbage. I'm telling you that right now.
So the project was in bad shape after all?
No.
I knew it sounded
It's
too
lies.
good to be true.
It'll be easy to fix.
Fascinating. Wow. This is some seriously classified stuff that I just let you read, isn't it?
That's right.
I wasn't supposed to show you any of this.
Now you're gonna kill me? I knew it. Might as well give me a full explanation. Okay, you know we're gonna do that one, though. Let's go. Let's go, drugs. Where's my bubblegum first? To try to offset some of the hunger and thirst loss I'm gonna get.
That should be enough.
Maybe I should have done the
Let me take a look.
bubblegum last.
Atlas decommission report.
Oh, let's skip
Wow.
through this.
This is...
Yep. Really classified stuff. Might as well give me a full explanation.
I guess you're right.
That's right.
There's only so much I
You're
can
right,
tell
I'm
you,
right.
but I'll share what I feel is relevant. Atlas wasn't exactly an observatory before the war.
No, I
That
know.
was just a front. The
I
military
read about it.
conducted research here. Pretty advanced research. We're down here to investigate and see what's worth salvaging for the Brotherhood.
Okay. Well. Now I'm even more on board.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Looting is absolutely not what we're doing here.
Sure.
Everything aboard that we remove
Requisitioning.
from this
My
substructure
fault.
is going with me, up to my lab to be cataloged and analyzed.
I see. I
Now,
see.
let's follow up on some leads from this report.
Okay.
I'd like to do a quick inspection of some key components that should be nearby. There's
Yeah.
probably a terminal around here. If it's still running, we can do a diagnostics test. That will tell us about some of the less accessible hardware.
Well-
The report mentioned that the machine's intake pump was under a lot of pressure.
That's right.
Let's find the release valve for that and give it a spin. See what happens.
Oof.
Finally, the lower core
I know what it
on
means
this
to
level
get some
should
good
have a
release on
wiring
pressure.
box. Why don't we take a glance at that to get an idea of the electrical hookups?
Talking about a chiropractor, of course. Nothing else. Don't let your mind wander. What are we looking for? I wasn't listening.
The diagnostics test can tell us the state of some key components that we won't be able to test manually. Keep an
Okay.
eye on the state of each component, and we'll want to look into them after the initial check.
Okay. You know what this is like? I do this event called Feed the People all the time. I don't know if you know this about me, but I feed people all the time. Myself, mostly. And we have to run machines to make food, canned stews. And then every now and then the piece of machine will break down. One of them's a pressure valve, one of them is a pipe, and another one is a fuse box. So it's pretty much exactly like that. Aren't you impressed how much I know? And that I can do all this stuff and have experience?
The release valve is an emergency mechanism that can relieve pressure on the intake pipes if they come under stress. If
Okay.
all is well, we'll just be able to turn it and nothing out of the ordinary will happen.
Alright, so we expect everything to go wrong when we do that.
Think of the wires like the blood vessels of the machine. Without
Okay.
the electricity running through them, nothing's going to work. We just
Okay.
need to do a little checkup and see what condition they're in.
Sounds like a plan, let's go.
Should be a simple inspection. You can have
Yeah.
point, but I'll be looking over your shoulder the whole way. Take
Well-
note of the details and we'll discuss how it goes after.
Right. So I'm doing your job and you're supervising. Hey, look at that. Wire box. Examine. Maybe we should do this before we do the diagnostics, or maybe not. Maybe we do diagnostics first. Run.
Interesting.
Oh, that's creepy. Why'd you laugh right behind my head? Complete. Let's see, core processing unit defunct. Intake valves rupture detected. Ion focus misaligned. Induction loop flux disruption detected. I have a feeling I'm going to need to be smart to fix these things. Thankfully, I is smart.
Looks like we've got company.
Likely the work of resident critters. Where? Where?
Shit!
Hey, it's a family-friendly YouTube channel. You can't say words like that, okay? It's not actually. I don't make any of my videos for kids, okay? Don't let your kids watch us. Look at all this violence inherent in the system. Don't jump up here with me. This was my safe space. You weren't. Whoa, I'm stuck. I hate getting stuck so much. I really probably ought to charge this thing, but I don't do it. Oh no. Man, you guys hit hard. It's really not right. Oh, there's a pipe up there that I get stuck on too. Here, reload. Don't come after me, shoot them. Wow. These guys are really annoying. Look, this Tesla rifle doesn't even hurt you, okay, Scribe Valdez? Just die. Just die, I said. Oh no, gross. That was a terrible time to get hit. Let's reload. Oh no, he was just sitting there waiting for me. Clever devil. Or die, I said. Did you kill it? Oh, it's still there.
We survived.
Well, you enjoying the field work so far? Did any of these little suckers have anything good on them? Or was it all just garbage? I don't see any other corpses. It's like they got killed under the ground or something, right? Garbage. Found like 2 corpses. Ridiculous. So, did that fix it? I don't even see the thing here anymore. Oh, it's here. Did you hear another one? Okay. It must have gotten fixed. Then. Out. Oh, are you freaking kidding me?
Let's
Wait, what do you mean? Weren't there some pipes, too?
All right, let's go over the inspection results. The
Okay.
diagnostics check revealed some issues. Flux
Yep.
disruption in the induction loop, intake
right.
valves ruptured, and the ion focus?
We didn't get to it yet. You interrupted me. I was gonna go, do it. Misaligned?
Misaligned. Problematic to say the least. Next,
thought it
we
was.
have the release valve. That went. Well, what was your assessment?
Why are you asking me? You saw. It released pressure, so okay. It exploded.
It certainly did. I'm going to mark that down as bad.
Okay.
Last but not least, the wiring. The wires were...
chewed on. Chewed through. Mole rats. Prime suspect. Aluminumized? Aluminumized? Completely platinum glazed? Everything's in fine working order.
Yep. I think the warm reception they gave us also points to that.
I agree.
Okay, well, sorry about the pop quiz. But in general, you're handling yourself well so far.
Well, I'm not surprised about the pop quiz because, yeah. Why else would you give me a recommendation if I wasn't, here to be tested? So you already knew what answers you wanted.
A fair point. We
That's
have
right.
a saying among the scribes. Through discourse, we gain strength.
Oh, interesting.
This wasn't discourse. It was a test. I can't blame you for being upset. I
Hey,
wanted to see
I'm not
if you
very
would
upset.
pay attention. And
Okay.
I have my answer now. Sorry if I angered you.
No
I'm
way.
worried about what our inspection turned up.
Okay.
There are a few parts I'd like to extract and examine in my lab. There's
Wonderful.
the pressure gauge, the core processor, and the ion focus. They should be upstairs. There's a lot I can learn from examining them if we can pull them out and get them back to my lab in decent condition.
Okay. Piece of cake.
I want to take some notes on the core up there, so I'm going to leave the parts removal to you. Each
Wow, is
extraction
anyone
will be
surprised?
a little different, but in general, you'll want to use a light touch. I want the components in good condition, so please be careful. Any questions? Or are you
No.
ready to get started?
I'm ready. I'll have you know I have the lightest touch. Okay. Why the pressure gauge?
You saw what happened when we tested the release valve.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to examine the stress on the gauge. That could tell us if all that built-up pressure was normal or an anomaly. Oh,
I see.
and you may have to pry it off, but be careful about it when the time comes.
Okay. I will. Tell me about the core processor unit then.
Brain of the machine. It's the component that coordinates all of the others.
Okay.
It should be slotted into a terminal somewhere. May take a little technical know-how to extract, but nothing you can't handle, I'm sure.
How do you know that I have technical know-how? What do I need to know about the ion focus then?
A
It's
very
misaligned.
important and technical component. It helps
Okay.
force particles into a beam that the machine could fire to affect the weather. Somehow.
Somehow.
Could take a bit of manual dexterity to pry loose without any damage.
Okay. Good to go.
I'm counting on you. Let's
All right.
see what you can do.
Well, I'll have you know I have all the drugs to help me do good in these things. Okay. Extract components, eh? Well, that's going to do it for this episode. If you want to catch another one, be sure to subscribe. Consider supporting my channel through the Patreon link down in the video description. And feel free to check out any of my other videos or playlists that you might be interested in. I thank you so much for all the time that you spend on my channel, and I hope blessings of wisdom and peace on all of you. Farewell.